What's up, YouTube? I'm working on this Nissan Frontier, and this is the passenger side, the rear. And what's happening is the emergency brake, when you apply it and then you release it, it's binding up only on this wheel, so it's kind of hard to turn, and the emergency brake is actually down. You could hear it. So I have the cable and the hardware, so I'm going to remove the wheel and try to take care of that problem. Now the camera might be a little bit shaky. That's because I have to hold it. For some reason I can't find my tripod. Oh, there it is. Okay, so got my tripod all set up. Just got to take the wheel off. Now from here I got to take off the caliper and the caliper bracket, and this is a 14 mil. And yes, I could have taken off the bracket along with the caliper, but I'd rather do it separately. This brake line is kind of short, so I'd rather take it off separately, where I could kind of put it through and then just try to hook it. The slide pins are perfect. I serviced these brakes before. You can see the brakes are still pretty much brand new. And the caliper bracket bolts is 2 bolts. So you have the upper bolt, we have the lower bolt, and the size is actually a 19 mil. So I'm just gonna put my impact gun on. Now I'm going to use a breaker bar for the upper, because the leaf spring is in the way, so I can't get my impact wrench to have good clearance. Now I could take the rotor off, and it feels like the e-brakes is on, but it's not. Let me grab the cable. Just kind of move it around a little bit. Last time I did that, it worked. I just kind of shook the cable. Okay, gotta find other means of taking it off. Pretty much nothing's working so far, well, except this method. But the adjuster is actually here, like at the 3 o'clock position. That's not turning any direction I try turning it, left or right. It's not doing anything. So what's working for me right now is I put a flathead screwdriver in the vanes. So I have it right here, like so. And then from here, what I'm doing is I'm actually holding the screwdriver and I'm doing a back and forth motion with both sides, and that seems to be working right now. It's moving, not much, but it is moving. And I know it's not a lip on the inner section of the of this rotor, like on this drum section, because I changed these brakes before, and that wasn't too long ago, and there were no lip on it. So I'm just gonna keep doing that until I get it off. So as you can see here, I got it off. Took me about maybe 5 minutes, but I had the screwdriver in there like before, pry on both sides, and then I used the hammer and tap on the inside of the rotor to bang it outwards, and I was able to get it off like that. And the adjuster is all seized up, can't turn it. Even if this part turns, when you turn it to adjust it, there's threads in here that it backs the threads out and give it more space, which pushes on the brake shoe, and that opens it up so that it touches the drum. Gotta get the other spring. And it's actually the same thing for the bottom. And where the cable attaches on the inside, it's just a pin. You can see the pin right here. Let's try to get in, grab the pin. Pull that out. Try not to lose. Even with the e-brakes down, I'm unable to move this cable. So it's probably just rusted on the inside. Water got in it somehow and it got rusted. Now the idea of releasing this cable is this little notch right here is really to just make sure I could rotate it, get it to line up with that notch, and then slide it out. And I tell you the angles and position I gotta put myself in so you guys get I get good shots for you guys. It's crazy. There it is. So now what I gotta do is all the brackets that hold it up, I just have to take those brackets off. I took this one off. This is for the opposite side, but if I leave it, then I won't be able to get to that bolt right here, so I have to move it so I get some room. And I sprayed it down with some rust penetrant. And these are 14mm, by the way. And I guess this one is no longer 14mm. I gotta use my bolt extractor to take that off. Okay. Move to the next one. You can see that's all rounded off. So now I gotta figure out how to get it off. I'll try the bolt extractor. If that works, fine. If not, I'll probably get up in there somehow with like a cut-off tool or a sawzall and just cut it. So pretty much what I did for this one, I got the grinder up in there, and then I grind both sides, and I'm using the bolt extractor to back it out now. So what I did with the grinder, I was able to sneak it in like so, and I was able to cut one side, and then I got it to rotate, and I was able to cut the other side. And all this, I just be careful not to cut the other line. I guess if you have to do this, if someone's doing it and they're running this problem, you could always put something here to protect it, or take this bolt out and loose the other line and just kind of move it out of the way. I figured I could do it with it in, so that's why I did it like that. But this is how I had to cut the bolt. So like that and like that. So you look here, you could see the first few threads are okay, but up here where I cut, the grinder went in a little bit too much, so it cut the stud. Well, it damaged the threads on the stud. So what I'll do, when I find a new nut to go on it, I could always stack some washers up to take up that space and be able to tighten it. Now I get this one on top, and this one is the one that's mounted on the axle. Break that loose. Now I get the last one. Should be able to just pull the cable out. That's it. And see, no movement. The other end is disconnected. No kind of movement. Now this is the new one, and you could see I could move the cable very easy. So at this point, you just do the reverse of taking it off to install it. I'm not really going to show that part, but you pretty much just get the cable in. You put the bolt back in, follow the pattern you did to take it off, and just do the opposite. Put it back on, put all the bolts in, connect it back up to the front, and then you just got to put the brake hardware back together. Maybe I'll get a few shots of that, I'm not sure yet, but put the brake hardware back together, and that should be it. I'm just gonna pull the cable so I could attach this. And this has a brand new adjuster, and this is how it should work. When you turn this, it opens this up, and that create the space to adjust the e-brakes. Make sure everything is lined up, then put the springs back on. So everything is back on. New springs, the new hardware. And this spring, it stays like that. It's touching. I know it looks wrong, but that's really how it is. Because what happened is, once you turn this to adjust it, the spring helps to hold it, so vibration and rattling don't actually back this out or change the adjustment. But once you go through the access port, you're gonna be hitting one of the tooth, and all you got to do is go backwards with it. It turns like that. And what's that doing is widening this gap, which is pushing the brake shoe outwards. And by pushing it outwards, it grabbed the rotor. It grabbed the inner barrel of the rotor. And that's what you want. You want it to slide on. You don't really want any friction on it, or maybe just a little bit, but you put it on, you turn it. This is good. And that's how you know it's adjusted. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See, that's bolted down. That one's bolted in. Follow the line. Got these back on. Got a new nut for that. Cable is connected. Nice and easy turns, no binding. And these are the part numbers. This first part number, that's for the hardware kit. And this part number, that's for the brake cable. And this is a 2005 Nissan Frontier, two-wheel drive. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.